couple months ago, I was browsing through the Steam store looking for games to buy. After searching and searching, I found Hollow Knight. I thought, hey, I've seen this before. I heard it's a little bit hard, and then after a while looking at it, I added it to my wish list. And then the Steam winter sale came, and my gosh, there were good sales. Hollow Knight was on sale for 50% off. So I'm like, hey, $7.50, what a bargain. Not knowing what I was getting myself into, I purchased the game. After a few weeks, I decided to start playing Hollow Knight, and I was in love with it. The music, art style, the challenge, it was all great. I've spent so many hours struggling on bosses and getting the game 112%ed. I've loved every second of it. Then I got to the Pantheon of Hallownest, by far the hardest challenge in the game, and for me personally, the hardest video gaming challenge, period. I originally underestimated the difficulty level of it. I soon realized the mistake of my judgment. So here I tell my story about how I rose to glory. After pain and pain in the chest, this is how I beat the Pantheon of Hallownest. The first 10 bosses of the Pantheon of Hallownest aren't that hard. You've got Vengefly Kings, cause there's 2 of them, and then you got Gruzmother, and then False Knight, which you can actually get away with him not doing a single attack move just by spamming your nail on him. And then you got Massive Moss Charger, Pathetic, Hornet, good fight, easy though. Then you've got a brief little intermission spot with Godmaster. Then you go to GORB. What I do is I like to pogo on his head. Just be careful when he teleports away. You might gotta get to the platforms to save yourself. And then you got Dung Defender, Epic, and then Soul Warrior. Yeah, he's not really a boss at all, but yeah, he's in here. And then you've got Tizo. No, Psychics Brooding Moloch, because they tease us with Tizo fight, and then they just make it Brooding Moloch, and it's kind of sad, but it's also easy. And then you've got Oro and Mato, kind of a challenge. What I do is at the start, I stand in the middle of them, usually, and I Descending Dark, and then I dash away, and then I hit them, Shade Soul, and repeat. And then after that, you get to your first vest spot. And the next fight is pretty funny, because I managed to pull off that 1-0 glitch that I showed in a previous video. So here's that fight. And so that's that fight. So next up is Crystal Guardian, and not much to say about him, he's easy. Then you've got Soul Master, he's pretty cool. I especially like when the second phase comes, you do the pro strat where you jump up, hit him, dash, and repeat. That's pretty fun. And then you've got Oblobbles, which I am not a big fan of. I dislike them very much, especially when you try to fight them Radiant. The next fight, though, is a great fight. Sisters of Battle, probably maybe one of the best fights in the game. The next 5 bosses are pretty easy. You've got Marumu, Fluke Mom, ew, disgusting, Broken Vessel, meh, Galeon, just spam up nail on him. And then you've got Paint Master Shio, and that is a very colorful fight. Then after a little resting spot, you've got Hive Knight, Bazaar. After Hive Knight, you've got Annoying RNG, Elder Who. And he takes a while, because annoying RNG. And then you've got Collector. I think I like him. He's cool, especially since they distorted the music in the Pantheon, just like it was in the game. That was a good touch. And then up next is God Tamer. Not the coolest, but it's a boss. And then you've got Grim. Grim is cool, but Nightmare King Grim just beats him. Sorry. And then after another resting spot and an encounter with Godseeker, you've got probably one of the hardest sections in the entire Pantheon. It starts out with Watcher Knights, 6 of them. So if you killed one of them in the main game with the chandelier trick, you don't have that option. You just have to fight 6, deal with it. Then you've got Umu, which is pretty hard because you gotta use her minions or whatever, the exploding ones, and you gotta aim them towards her because Quill isn't there to help you. Then you've got a new Nosk, it's Winged Nosk, which is... it doesn't appear as the knight as first, it appears as Hornet, which is sad, because in the end you get Broken Hornet Mask. That's sad. But then after Winged Nosk, you've got Great Nail Sage Sly, which, in my opinion, isn't that hard, but a lot of people say he's hard. So, say what you want to say. And then you've got Hornet, and then another resting spot. In our next section of P5, we've got Enraged Guardian, which is essentially just Crystal Guardian with 2 mask damage now. And then Lost Kin, which faster Broken Vessel and spawns those ghost things way too often, and I don't like him. Then No Eyes, again, a bunch of people say she is hard. Personally, I don't think she is. Say what you want, but that's how I think. Trader Lord, easy. And then White Defender is also easy, just Dung Defender with extra steps. Imagine dying to White Defender, that would stink, wouldn't it? And then you've got a resting spot. Then this next section of the Pantheon is pretty hard. After another encounter with Godseeker, you go to Soul Tyrant, easy, but then you get to the hard part. You've got Markoth and then Grey Prince Zote. Both very annoying and hard bosses, especially Markoth, because the ground is removed and you're just on a bunch of platforms trying to beat him. It's very hard, but then I managed to get through both of them, and then I got to Failed Champion, which was a relief because you can do the one trick where you just pogo on him when he's down and you can just heal and do whatever. And then you've got Nightmare King Grim, cool boss. I am sad though because they removed his music from the Pantheon for the normal, boring Pantheon music. And then you get to the final best. After switching charms, I entered the Pure Vessel fight. pure vessel beat, it was time to face the Absolute Radiance, the final boss of the Pantheon. It all went so well. I made it to the 4th phase with all the platforms. But then this happened. That's right. I got the void glitch, where all the void comes up and just stays there and kills you. This only happened to me once while I was practicing Absolute Radiance, and I was very mad that it happened during the Pantheon.
1 hour later.
It was finally done. After many hours of practice and failed attempts, I had beaten the Pantheon of Hallownest. My gosh, it was a good feeling.